Okay. It was reported that Diddy was scheduled to turn himself in last Tuesday, but something happened and the feds decided that they needed to move in the day before. Obviously, this is speculation, but what do you think are some of the reasons that the feds moved in? What could Diddy have done that warranted them to move in a day early rather than let him turn himself in himself?
Everything that you heard in that court hearing that we done heard at that bail hearing. They did not want the Diddy's attorney to be able to say, hey, like he tried, he's not a flight risk, Your Honor. He's willing to fight. He want to stand up and fight these charges. He didn't try to run from this. Everything that the attorney was saying, they wanted to be able to go and say. The deputies, U.S. attorneys didn't want him to be able to say that. Now, I would have normally thought that they did it for the perk walk, which, to be honest, in fairness to them, it didn't come out until, 2 or 3 days later on TMZ.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested by federal agents at a hotel here in New York City. Combs had been living there for several weeks. A person with knowledge of the investigation told NBC News. The arrest was based on a sealed indictment brought by the Southern District of New York. The contents of the indictment won't be known until later today, but Combs is facing a wave of lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault.
And so they normally would have had their people, reach out and had every news agency sitting outside that hotel when they came out. For some reason, that didn't happen. But yeah, generally you would call and make contact. You have your attorney write a letter and be like, hey, we understand Mr. Wright or Mr. Combs or whoever is under, there's a grand jury going on. Contact me. He's willing to turn himself in on such and such date, or whenever you tell us. And, that's how attorneys usually work with each other. But they don't have to. That's just usually what a courtesy that they usually extend to some people. For some reason, the attorneys, the female attorneys or that U.S. attorney decided that, hey, we're not going to honor it. We understand what the attorney has said that's going to happen and all that. But now once we get the indictment, we're going to arrest him. Why? Because they knew that he was a druggie and they wanted to go and catch him with drugs like they did. So they can expose that to the courts. And so the courts wouldn't have a reason to give him a bail. Because generally, and like y'all even heard my position with Keefy D, I hate when if Reggie can get it and Glenn can get it and John can get it and Michael can get it, but no, Reggie can't get it, but the other four can get it. I don't think that's what America is supposed to be about. But if Reggie got a drug problem and John don't have a drug problem and this issue and John never been to jail and Glenn never been to jail, but Reggie been to jail once before, whatever, then that's the issue. Then those are the type of reasons that the courts can say, no, well, we're gonna take a chance with John and Michael or whatever, but we're not gonna take a chance with Reggie. That's how that games work, and I understand that, and so that's why they did what they did. I don't think Diddy's going to get out on bail even on this new appeal that I think he's filing to the second district or whatever. I think that's why the attorney just said what he said to Diddy, that, hey, I'm going to try to get this case brought to justice as soon as possible, And when he's talking about as soon as possible, y'all, he's talking about like 2026, y'all. 2026. But as we know, there's cases that can go on. There's somebody that we know over here at Bomb First that went on for 3 or 4 years, Suge Knight. And that was just a state case. But cases like this can go on. R. Kelly. Let's look at the time they're throwing R. Kelly. How long from the time he got arrested, then from the time that he got convicted. Just give you a time limit or a time zone of how long that it generally takes for you to go get arrested and go to trial. It could be 3 to 4 years. And Diddy has about 3 to 4 years in my opinion, of being at NBC Brooklyn. I hear he's trying to go to New Jersey. I don't think it's going to happen because that's a lot of back and forth transportation that the marshals would have to spring for or pay for. You know, giving him a private van, driving back from New Jersey to New York on all those different court appearances that he's going to have. So I don't think he's going to get that request approved, but who knows? He may. But there'll be stuff like that his attorney need to be working for now, trying to get his conditions well. It's funny to me when people go and say, the conditions are horrible. It's 2,000, 3,000 other motherfuckers in there. It's not horrible for them? Yeah, it's horrible to your lifestyle that you had. But that's why you're not supposed to be doing the stupid shit to get put in those situations. And so that's something that they're going to have to deal with. So don't y'all get caught up into that. Conditions are horrible, and all that. It ain't shit. El Chapo was there, right? There were other people that were there that were rich, and there's poor people that, you know, that have to be there. You know, that shouldn't matter, in my opinion.